We have just 3 objectives remaining for the 2023 holiday mission here in the Hunter Classic, and we're on Hemmeldal to try to go ahead and knock those out today. We still need a 9 kilo plus female red fox, and then 2 from the first video that we've already done that for whatever reason didn't count, the charging moose and a mythical female reindeer. All the while we'll be hunting along for a Yule Cat, improvements on our Rudolph, maybe even another 600 plus reindeer if we can get so lucky. And we'll see what happens by the time it's all said and done here on Hemmeldal. So we begin our hunt with a female red fox coming in. She is actually guaranteed with that score to not be big enough to do the objective. 9 kilo would be a minimum of like 19, almost 20 score. So that one's not going to be able to get the job done, even though technically 5 to 10 kilo, the weight would give it a chance. And that means we're going to try to take it with the bow. It's just going to be a matter of when a female red fox calls, we have to try to bring it in. So when they've got no chance at it, if we can take them out silently, I think that kind of improves our odds in the long run. That really worked out. Considering we're wearing basically no camouflage, we got the ugly Christmas sweater, we got the mittens, we got the knit cap. Pretty lucky that one stopped and gave us a good shot without just taking off. Lung and liver, 15 score, so you know, she was kind of up there, but needing to be a little bit bigger. And what we're going to do is work our way up the east side of the map. I'm going to go through the mountains because I think going up the road takes us just a little too far west of where most of the foxes are. So we're going to go through the mountains themselves, try to get that fox done. There should be moose around too. And as far as I know, the reindeer population has actually increased for this event. So with there being more reindeer on the map, I'd like to think we have a shot at even running into those while we attempt to do this. And so now, we get to try to do the charging moose mission once again. Got a cow coming into a call, and typically, cow moose, for whatever reason, are a little more likely to charge. So we're going to let her get probably like 10 meters away, something like that, and then we're just going to jump up and basically try to surprise her. That's kind of the way that you get moose to charge. There's another one coming in over there, so something to keep in mind. If this one doesn't charge, we want to go back prone pretty much right away so that we don't actually spook them both. So I want her to start walking at us. That kind of walking animation will help us in getting a little bit closer to her before she can react. Okay, so finally, she's walking in, so we're just going to run like right in front of her. That's the posturing we want. Just need her to actually charge because they can bluff. See if she's going to do this. That's exactly what we're looking for. And the good news is this time, we don't have to spend, I don't remember, an hour plus hunting elsewhere and then bring the Jeep to go and find the thing. Light variant, 2-meter heart shot with the 300. That's going to do that objective. So we are now just down to mythical female reindeer, 9 kilo plus female red fox. The fox is the one I'm actually worried about because that feels like a little bit more of just right place, right time, getting one to call. But we've got a lot of room here still where red fox tend to be. These hills here are really quite good. And now that we got that moose out of the way, we shouldn't be shooting other stuff and potentially spooking foxes. So, take 2 with the female red fox. This one, I'm going to say, has no chance as well. 11 to 18? I just don't think that would have any possibility of being over 9 kilos. Now, in this case, we are going to go with the 357, mostly because we're all the way at the northern border of the map, so there's not really much more to potentially spook by going ahead and taking that out. So we're just maybe going to scoot away from here a little bit. Might go and look for reindeer as we move to another area of the map. That is going to be actually smaller than the last, 6.1 kilo. Skull shot insta-dropped it, interestingly enough. That is our 25th 357 First Lady harvest. But we're going to go ahead and scoot probably down towards this lake. It's the area that we've had a lot of our reindeer luck as of late. Might as well go and check that out. We've been in this hunt for about an hour. I'm guessing there's going to be some reindeer up in that area by now. And then we'll keep on moving to other areas to hopefully look for fox. And wouldn't you know it, getting snuck up on by another fox? That one's got a chance. 15 to 22 is a good estimate. Gonna have like a 2-meter shot. It's still 5 to 10, which I want to see 5 to 15 on the weight estimate, or ideally like 10 plus, that would guarantee it. But I like the score. 8.1, it's our biggest one yet. Still gonna fall just a little bit shy. So that one actually was kind of in between. It was right up on top of this hill where it called from. But that's now our 3rd female fox, which I guess is kind of good as we hunt along. The more of those we get, the less female fox calls we have later in the hunt that end up being small ones. Just gotta hope somewhere along the line, either we get one of those tracks that's 10 to 15 kilo and we know that's gonna be what we need, or eventually one calls that's just big enough. Now they are not in the position where I was expecting to find reindeer, but we've got a good bull down there, 370 to 510, and I'm trying to see if any of these female reindeer maybe stand out. Oh, what the? There's another bull. Now normally there's like one herd bull and then a bunch of females. This is two herds kind of convening in the same spot. So here's what I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna set up somewhere in a decent spot where we have good visibility and fairly open shooting, and we're gonna try to call them in and get maybe several of these with a bow, just to kind of maximize our chances of getting that mythical female. Now the one thing we gotta do is time this up so that we're calling potentially both herds. That's what we're gonna attempt. I don't think it's gonna work too good with the wood grouse caller, but if we actually use the reindeer caller, maybe we can make this work, and who knows how many we can get. They don't react great to sound. I kind of think we have a chance to kill a whole bunch. Accurate shooting and just how they space themselves out as they come in is going to be pretty key here, but there's a whole bunch, and as they come in, we're going to really try to use the spotting scope and see if we can identify any one female that does stand out. I mean, I can't see anything notable with any of these. They all look exactly the same to me. Apparently, the mythicals have like a slightly darker belly, so that's what I was trying to pay attention to, but none of them really seem to have it. Now, the other thing I thought was interesting, the other herd didn't seem to be coming into the call. Those females are far enough, though. With a good shot, we can take the bull out without them spooking. Now, they won't continue to come in. The female reindeer don't respond to the caller, but they will just kind of roam. So, what we're going to try to do is take any that give us a decent shot as they're kind of just moving around here. Kind of like that. And if we can manage to stick a mythical by accident, then we'll have it done. Also, that other herd is now coming in, so this is kind of working perfect. They're kind of trotting up here past us broadside. Just need to time the shots when they aren't trotting. Man, I thought that one was going to run, but we're still good. That's going to be, what, two females from this herd. That one down there is looking at us, I think. So probably this is the last shot we get. I think this will spook the rest. Oh, it didn't. I mean, we will just keep on going with this. That's going to spook that one, but the amount we got, I feel like, is good. And I had also noticed this herd on the right is now coming in too, so plenty of opportunities if we can do this again. How did I not... Is that the same one? I guess so. The estimate's the same. That's a Rudolph. 370 to 510, pretty decent. He may have a shot at 500. The lack of a fourth shovel is kind of unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that's the same herd. It has to be. Now in this case, the females are a little further back, so we may not be able to do quite as well as we did, because we still want them further back so that they don't spook from the shot. If our Rudolph's going to stand there a little longer, I don't want to shoot him in the head, because that makes the trophy shot look kind of silly. Got him kind of like between the shoulders, and now we try to maybe make an identification. Maybe that one's got a slightly darker belly. Longer shot than I want. They're actually going to feed, though. Because what this does is kind of allow us to maybe start to pick them off one by one. Still need to make the shots. But since they're feeding and not just trotting around, might be able to kill them all. One other side note to this too is this one's kind of starting to move right before we're getting ready to shoot. Let's not do that. There needs to be, I think, 30 reindeer harvests for every individual to actually qualify for the holiday rewards. The whole community earns them. That spooked them. That's interesting. But in order to qualify for them, you have to have 30 harvests yourself. We're not at 30 yet, but we are approaching it. Oh, I can't believe we hit that. I thought I saw behind it too, something else had moved. But anyway, we just killed a whole bunch. That's going to help us on our way to 30. And let's go through and pick up everything that we just shot. First of all, a decent bull here. That's 163.5 kilo, only a 444 score. Got a female here. That one is common. So that was one of the ones that I thought maybe as they were walking around, it could have had a darker looking belly, but again, it's so tough to tell. It is such a minor difference. between the commons and the mythicals. It can be seen, but it is next to nothing. That one is also a common. Got, I think, is it one more female down here from the first herd? I think that it slid down the hill, or maybe even two. But like comparing the two of these, both have like a pretty bright belly patch, so I don't think either one is going to be. That's a common. 1, 2, 3 score, by the way. Also a common, I'm nearly certain then for this, which it is, heart shot. Then our Rudolph, which I want to take a trophy shot of, so actually we're going to save him for last. We've got, I think, 3 more females, counting the one we shot. There's a mythical. Was it different? A little bit. Almost like gray in the belly versus white. Well, now I kind of wish we had left that there, because we could have had a Rudolph and a mythical female side by side. And we can do that, but the trophy shot would be of the female. I mean, all things considered, not too bad. Still kind of worked out. I think it would have been easier to do this in the opposite order, but at least we got the photo with both a Rudolph and a mythical female in the same trophy shot. Will this guy crack 500? He's probably going to be our best one of the year. Mythical variation, obviously. Double lung. Oh, he is a 500. Nice. Double lung and neck bone 3. So I have never, in all the years of the holiday events in Hunter Classic, gotten a 500 Rudolph. This one makes it by 2. And now we get to take a double trophy shot of him. I kind of think this angle shows the rack the best. So we're probably going to go with it, even though it's not really our traditional trophy shot. Trying to get that so we have as much of him in there as possible. So all down here in this little spot. Oh, there's another female there too. We killed, it had to be close to 10 reindeer. And we needed something like 19 total to get, no way, there was another mythical there. But we needed to get to that 30 mark. We needed like 19, so we're probably only around 10 away now. So that was actually really, really useful that worked out as it did. I'm curious now too. Got 2 mythicals out of that herd, none of which I was able to identify correctly. Could we end up with 3 with the one that we got with the 300? She is down right here. And before we claim it, I actually don't know that we can see much of the belly. It might be. Kind of looks more gray. That is a mythical. So that one, that's a 345 too. That one I kind of thought I could see. And it was just one that we didn't shoot because it turned away when we had the bow. So pretty good deal. There were 3 in there. And I think counting that one, that was 9 reindeer out of that one spot. Pretty darn good. And now we are down to just the fox for the mission. So there are some foxes in this area. I think we'll probably kind of, there's 2 ways we could go. I think we might swing up and around though. It puts us more in potential lynx territory where we can maybe find a Yule cat, because that's still something I really want to do. They seem to be quite rare, and it certainly doesn't help that lynx themselves are quite rare, so might as well give it a shot while we're here. Sure didn't take long. We do have a lynx coming in. Sad to say, it is not a Yule cat. Gonna be a female based on the call we had. Just want to make sure there's not 2. And I think at that range we should be fine to take it with the 357. I'd definitely like to just keep on moving because they are quite slow coming in. We'll try to make sure we have a good angle. And honestly, by the time it's down here below that pine tree, we should be looking at inside of 50, which I know the 357 has that type of capability. That'll drop it. So add another lynx to the tally. We'll go ahead and grab our collar, go up and get that. And kind of encouraging, literally like, we haven't even gotten away from the lakes that we shot all those reindeer at. There was a lynx right there. So we will definitely take that. Took maybe a minute to call it in. One of the ones that are actually cooperative. And let's continue up in this direction, see if we can find any more or maybe stumble into that red fox we need. So go figure. A severe lack of red fox today, but has led us to another herd of reindeer with another good bull. And yet again, we don't have the correct color equipped. So we're going to try to bring that in. Get as many of those as we can. And at least get ourselves further up on that quest for 30 reindeer. I'd imagine, like, if this goes well, we should be able to get 3 to 5, which would really, really help. Now, I didn't even realize this guy's got 3 shovels as well. I thought he just had the 2, so he may have an outside chance at 600. He is way wider set than I thought, too. Pretty darn nice looking bull. The only thing is, yeah, the cows were getting pretty close to us. So unfortunately, not going to get 3 to 5. Oh, maybe not even going to get 2. She turned right as we got that shot off. That's still maybe a chance. I have no idea if we hit that. We'll have to go and check. I did look. I think we were at 21 total, so this will put us at 22. And maybe he's actually going to be a decent size. I really like the wide set reindeer racks. Crazy broadside. He didn't look like that at all. Got him double lung liver. 575, so not going to be a 600. I think we'll pass on the trophy shop because we've already taken several today. And we'll go and check and see if we somehow clipped that other female. But it's been interesting, the whole lack of red fox here. A couple of female tracks here and there, but they've all been 0 to 10 kilo. One of them, I guess, could have been 9, but the odds just weren't in our favor. So we're just kind of moving around trying to check some other spots. And we end up with yet another big reindeer. So unless this is blood, which actually it is, maybe we got that one. And indeed we did. So we'll take the bonus harvest. I think that brings us to 23 now. So not a bad deal. That was just a common, but a 125 score and just clipped it as it was running off. So I guess what we'll do, this is the other place that I kind of think could be decent for red fox. And you can see we've been down there earlier on in the hunt. That was actually just before we ran into like the big double group of reindeer. So we'll pass through there, see if maybe a fox happens to call, and then I guess from there we'll have to figure out what to do. We might actually have our objective filling red fox, literally the first one I've called in since that last hunt, and I'll get into that in just a minute, but 17 to 24, 5 to 15 kilo, and maybe most importantly, is walking in, which typically only bigger fox do. So we're going to try to get it before it walks behind that tree. Ooh, okay, that could have been a good way to shoot right behind it. So I called from underneath this tree stand. Going to try to get it when it stops, because they will actually flee if they get right underneath your stand and hang around too long. So let's see, is that going to be 9+ kilo? That is 9.5, so that does it. Spine 1 and heart shot, 21 score, and that officially does the holiday mission. So I'll say it in the next clip because this is actually the next day as I'm recording this fox. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find it during that hunt, so came back out. I'm actually editing the video that you are now watching. I put this tree stand up, called for fox, first one that comes in does the objective, and we are officially done. So we are back in the Event Animals Lodge, hopefully after just having a clip of a female red fox that did make it. I say that because on this particular hunt, we've not been able to find one, but my intention is over the next couple days, spend some time, hopefully get one, and hopefully you've just seen that clip. But our first ever 500 Rudolph, and the mass difference, like all the way up through the tops, but really, even at the bases, compare it to every Rudolph we've ever shot, going all the way back to 2017, it is a notable difference. And I really like that. Our first ever 500 Rudolph, hopefully, like I said, getting the holiday objectives done. Still need, I believe, 8 reindeer to get to that 30 mark. That's also something I'll work on the next couple of days. Get all that stuff, get the holiday rewards, and a pretty darn cool way to wrap up the mission. So we have one more trek back out here for the Christmas special, of course. I do want to mention the event ends on the 20th, so I'll be recording the Christmas special before Christmas because the event always ends early. It's just something we have to do. But I'm saying that so that if you are still shy of the 30 reindeer that you need for the rewards, if you haven't done the objectives, be sure to do so before the 20th because that is when those things will expire. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.